What's up everybody, this is Alex Molina93 here. Today's gonna be my recent pickups episode number 12. I have a lot that I need to cover throughout the month, so without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Okay, let's start with the CD albums. First one right here, Killer Cuts. This came packaged with Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo, and this soundtrack does not sound exactly like the arcade version, the Super Nintendo version, and especially the Game Boy version. This soundtrack was made from the ground up, and it has a few songs that are not on the game itself. So what can I say? Killer Cuts has an amazing music. I mean, Killer Instinct as a whole has a great music. And you know, it is so memorable, so iconic, so enjoyable to hear. I mean, Killer Cuts, great soundtrack. Next, Taylor Swift, Folklore. I'm starting to like her music. I mean, she sings so well, and I just find her music so enjoyable. I mean, I'm not complaining whatsoever. And if you like Taylor Swift, I highly recommend you check this out. I mean, this sounds so great, so enjoyable, great album. Okay, next is Red Hot Chili Peppers, Unlimited Love. This became one of my favorites. I mean, it is not my most favorite of Red Hot Chili Peppers, but I really did enjoy this one. And if you like the band, and if you like rock, I highly suggest you check this out. Okay, the last album that I got recently, and that is Avril Lavigne, Love Sucks. Of course I have to get this because I love Avril Lavigne, as you can see, the poster over there. The best album since The Best Damn Thing. Yes, I said it. Her previous albums were alright, and one was mediocre. But this one right here, she really redeemed herself. And it reminds me of her first 3 albums. It brings back memories back in 2000s. And you know, what can I say? I mean, it is a great album. I really did enjoy it. And if you love Avril Lavigne, you should check this out. It really reminds me of Let Go and Under My Skin and The Best Damn Thing. You should check this out. Now let's get to the movies. Mostly Blu-rays. Okay, the first one, Top Gun. I watched this movie 3 times, and I just saw the sequel, Top Gun Maverick, which I thought it is better than this. Don't get me wrong, this one is still a classic, but I thought the sequel is so much better. But everybody with their own opinions. So Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick, good movies, but I like the second one better. Okay, 007, No Time to Die. The last movie from Daniel Craig as James Bond. Such a great finale for Daniel Craig. And I thought it is a great James Bond movie. I mean, what can I say? It is a great movie. And I'm gonna miss Daniel Craig as James Bond. Okay, next is Demon Slayer. The movie Mugen Train. I love Demon Slayer that much, and of course I have to pick this movie. I really did enjoy it. I think those are the first episodes of season 2, because you know, that's what it takes from the last time from season 1. And I thought this is a very enjoyable movie, I guess. I mean, those are mostly episodes, but I really did enjoy it. Love Demon Slayer, what can I say? Okay, next, Spider-Man No Way Home. I really did enjoy this Spider-Man movie. Whether you think this as overrated or you loved it, I thought it is a great movie, but it focuses more on fan service. I'll talk about it later in the future, about Spider-Man No Way Home. I thought it was enjoyable, I mean, for Spider-Man fans like myself. Okay, the last Blu-ray that I got, and that is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. I love this movie so much. I mean, this one is better than the first one, or if you like the first one better, that's okay, but I thought this is better. I mean, yeah, it has some flaws here and there, but you can say that this is a fun movie to watch. And for Sonic the Hedgehog fan like myself, I really did enjoy this, and no regrets whatsoever. Now, let's get to the video games, and I got a lot of them throughout the months. First one, for the NES, Dr. Mario, fun puzzle game. This is a classic, what can I say? The last NES game that I got recently, Darkwing Duck, made by Capcom, very fun game. Capcom has made very good Disney games back in the day, and this one is very good as well. And I love the show as well. Okay, now for the Sega Genesis. The first one, Altered Beast. This was a launch title, fun beat 'em up, but not as amazing as you think. But still a fun beat 'em up. Rocket Knight Adventures, awesome game made by Konami. I still haven't played the sequel, and I thought this game is amazing. Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition. There's a lot of versions of Street Fighter 2, and this is exclusive to Sega Genesis. And this is one of the only versions of Street Fighter 2 for Sega Genesis. This one is pretty good, don't get me wrong. Landstalker, I haven't played this one, but I've heard great things about it. I still need to play this one. Road Rash, not a bad racing game, but I think the sequels are better. I still need to play the other sequels. This one's not bad. Okay, for both Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, I got Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage for both Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Yeah, call me crazy, but I got both versions. I like how they look in red, the cartridges. How the cartridges look in red, I meant to say. This is a fun beat 'em up, a very good Spider-Man game, and one of the only good LJN games as well. Because if you remember AVGN, most of the LJN games are horrible, except for this. I think the Super Nintendo version is better than the Sega Genesis one, but both versions are good. Okay, now let's get to Super Nintendo. Mario Paint, a fun painting game, one of the only games that utilizes the mouse. And if you're into the painting stuff, this is a very fun game. This is part of my childhood. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, yes, another version of Street Fighter 2, but this one's way faster and it has more characters than the original version. X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, a good X-Men game made by Capcom, but way more challenging, but I do recommend it. And the last Super Nintendo game that I got, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Not a huge Power Rangers fan, but this is a fun Power Rangers game. It could be shorter, but it is still fun, nonetheless. Okay, the only Nintendo 64 game that I got recently, and that is Mario Party 3, the last trilogy of Mario Party series for the Nintendo 64 before they move on to the GameCube. This is a fun Mario Party, not as good as Mario Party 2, but still fun and still good for the Mario Party series. The only PlayStation 2 game that I got, and that is Odin Sphere. Great action role-playing game, great action RPG to be specific, and I thought it is a very good Atlas game. Is there a sequel to this? Let me know. I think there is a sequel to this, but if not, oh well. But I really did enjoy Odin Sphere. Really good game. The only Nintendo GameCube game that I got, and that is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. This is a fun Donkey Kong game. Not as enjoyable as the Donkey Kong Country series, but still a good game. And if you want to play this, I recommend using the DK bongos because using the GameCube controller feels kind of wonky, to be honest. Okay, for Nintendo DS, first, Contra 4, really great Contra game. It is just as fun as the first 3 Contra games for the NES and Super Nintendo, and also hardcore for Sega Genesis. While it was intense, this one is still pretty good. Really good Contra game. The last Nintendo DS game that I got, Space Invaders Extreme. Really good shoot 'em up game. I like shoot 'em ups. What can I say? Okay, the Xbox 360 games that I got recently. The first one, call me crazy, but I got Perfect Dark Zero. I want to give Perfect Dark more love, and I know there's a new one coming out in the future. And for curiosity, I want to try this game out. It's not that bad, but it is not as good as original Perfect Dark. I can guarantee that. I mean, if you want to try it out for curiosity, go ahead, but I do not recommend it as a whole. But, either way. And the last Xbox 360 game that I got, Dark Souls. Great game, but it could be very challenging. Now for PlayStation 4 games, which I haven't played them as of yet. The first one I got, call me crazy, but I got The Last of Us Part 2. I bought this mainly for its gameplay, not for its story, which I've heard it sucks. Wish me luck for that, either way. And the last, Medieval, which is a remake of the PlayStation 1 game, which I've never played, and I haven't played this one as of yet, but I'm looking forward to one of these days. Now for the Xbox One games. First one right here, Red Dead Redemption 2. I love the first Red Dead Redemption, and I'm liking the sequel so far, so good. This is like Grand Theft Auto, but with cowboys. I do highly recommend it if you're into this type of games. I got this game for $10. Gears 5. I haven't played it as of yet, but I've heard it is not as good as original trilogy, and I think it is not as good as Gears of War 4 from what I've heard, but I still need to try this out one of these days. I'm not expecting that much anyway, since I bought it for $10 anyway. The last Xbox One game that I got, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. This is a remake of the 6th gen game, which I've heard this is a decent SpongeBob game, and I love SpongeBob. I mean, mainly the first seasons, basically. But from what I played, it is a fun platformer. I mean, it is not that bad. It is a decent platformer for a licensed game. So there you have it. Now for the Nintendo Switch games. First one right here, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, the best Kirby game in years, and it is in 3D for the first time. I mean, mainly for the miniseries of Kirby, but a great game either way. The last Switch game that I got, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Of course I have to get this because I love Xenoblade, and I thought this is a very good JRPG. I'm really enjoying it so far, so good. Now let's get into PlayStation 5. Of course, I was lucky enough to get one this year. You don't see this console, neither Xbox Series X, on stores. So good luck finding either both of them if you're interested as well. And you're wondering why I don't have my PS5 hooked up in here. It is because I have my PS5 in my hall room, mainly for the bigger TV I have in a hall room, to take the advantage of the 4K resolution. So that's why I have my PS5 in there and not in my main room you see me mostly in my videos. So there you have it. Now as for the games, Spider-Man Miles Morales, very short but still a great Spider-Man game for the PS5 or either the PS4. Deathloop, I haven't played this one yet, but I'm still looking forward to play this. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, great Ratchet & Clank game. Guardians of the Galaxy, a good Guardians of the Galaxy game. I'm not sure if there's another one besides this, but this one is still very entertaining, besides the combat itself. And the last, Horizon Forbidden West. I love Horizon Zero Dawn, and of course I have to play the sequel, and I'm really enjoying this so far, so good. So there you go, guys. That is all the stuff that I got throughout 2022, and hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos to come for you guys to enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up in the like button below, and comment in the section below what do you guys think about my recent pickups as of late. Did you like it or not? It is your choice. So, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Peace, just like that.